Hey guys, I just wanted to make this video because I am so sick and fucking tired of these pieces of shit millionaire motherfuckers who like to fuck with everyday people. Anyway, let's just get right into this video because it's gonna be so fucking
Apparently,
good.
people are now mad at Ludwig. Now, for this one, I got no idea what's going on. This is a new issue to me, but more Pegasus has made a video,
Yeah,
so
this
you
is
know
gonna be
I'm gonna watch it.
good.
Yeah, let's get into it. Is Ludwig, are people now waking up to Ludwig's issues? Let's see.
Let's
We
go
got a lot of
1.5.
drama updates today. Idubbbz is in massive trouble right now. He just got exposed for taking.
Oh yeah, so all this money that people were donating to
Fuck you, Idubbbz, you fucking piece of shit.
34%
Ian, you're
was going
such
directly to
a
Ian and
fucking
Anissa, which was never fucking
cuckold.
disclosed. Which, by the way,
So
is that not
fucking
criminal? Because
embarrassing.
I promise you, when people think they're donating directly to charity, and 34% of that is going to two people.
Oh yeah,
That smells like a
you
lawsuit,
and your
man.
wife,
34%
you
of
should
profits of his
fucking
supposed
go to
charity,
hell,
and
you
misleading people who
piece
were buying
of
tickets.
shit.
Ludwig
Yeah, absolutely. I cannot tell you how many times I spend money just because it's charity. It was never disclosed that, well, the CEOs are taking that to buy a third yacht. Well, if I knew that, I wouldn't have fucking spent that shit on charity. When I give money to charity, just like when we all give money to charity, we assume it's going
It's going to
directly
fucking
that cause,
charity!
not lining some billionaires' pockets. Absolutely not.
Oh, yeah.
Defending Idubbbz. Kind of expected from Hassan's best buddy, who literally quit his commentary channel just so he doesn't have to criticize Hassan. As we
man.
responded to the situation, Ethan
What
responded
a
along with
piece
Harley,
of
one
shit.
of the players. In other news, artist Baby No Money recorded a music video with Asmongold and decided to censor him out of the video.
The dumbest shit ever, especially considering that Baby No Money had Asmongold's face on his chest, literally like
Oh, yeah.
saying he was his favorite streamer. And all this shit that
Know
Baby
what?
No Money is holding against Asmongold has already come out.
Fuck
after that.
Baby
And
No
let's be
Money.
real,
You're such a
everything
piece of
bad that
shit
Asmongold
pussy,
has said,
bro.
He's already
You
said
have
that.
no
Yeah, I don't know why I
fucking
said
balls,
that. I
bro.
apologize. I didn't mean it. And going forward, I want to atone for that. Yet we're gonna hold that against him like a year fucking later. Especially because Asmongold is a busy
Seriously?
fucking guy. He got out of the house and he helped you record that entire fucking music video. And to go back on this guy who helped you out, because I'm gonna be real, Baby No Money, Asmongold is way bigger than you, bro.
Oh yeah,
Just keep it
dude.
100%.
Baby No Money,
Bro,
you're
was in the top
such
10
a little
search terms
bitch,
in
bro.
YouTube history just a couple of weeks ago.
Bro, you
And to
shouldn't
go
have
back
done
on
this.
guy who went out to help
You
out,
destroyed
that's
your own
crazy.
fucking
I was
career,
invited
you
to the same
fucking
music video,
idiot.
And I declined that shit, and I'm glad I did. Otherwise, there would have been 2 censored faces in that fucking video. This shit's a joke.
his beliefs. Now people are pointing out the hypocrisy, being friends with Hassan, obviously.
yeah.
And his video has more dislikes
You're
than likes
friends
now.
with
Over
Hassan,
700K,
bro.
Legend
That's
says if you watch every episode
embarrassing.
of the series, Ludwig wrote.
Bro got bullied by the woke mob because all Baby No Money's Twitter is just pandering to the woke mob.
Oh,
Baby
yeah.
No Money, just popular, just panders to whoever's the most popular and what viewpoints are the
Think
most
you're
agreed
such a
upon.
little
It's so
bitch,
pathetic.
Baby No
Both
Money.
his
You're
spine
such a
and Anissa,
pathetic
and
piece
Hassan
of
stopped
shit,
supporting.
bro.
He panders to the 0.1%
So
that are loud as
embarrassing.
fuck.
Fuck,
That's all
bro.
he does.
Terrorists. Okay, let's begin with Idubbbz being exposed.
So with the Creator Clash event, they were going to take and pocket 34%. No wonder this
Fuck
thing
that.
had problems. The
Yep.
majority of these charity
So
events are not
ridiculous,
completely
bro.
charity events. 34% of the profit
You're
is
such an
insane.
embarrassment.
Like, think about
Ian.
this,
Oh
right?
my
You
God,
have
bro.
100, probably over 100 people working on this event.
God,
And every
you're such a
charity that I
cuckold.
know only pockets money that was used to cover the cost of running that charity.
Oh, yeah.
Not enough to buy 8 Rolls Royces. That is so deceptive. That is so shitty. I knew this
You're
fucking
done,
was
Ian.
coming.
You're fucking
And that's why I
done.
was glad
You're
when
such
they
a
reached
dumb
out to me to
fuck,
join, I
bro.
said, nah, fuck no, I'm good. Absolutely not. I smell bullshit from a mile
Oh,
away.
yeah.
Unless it's a woman, and then I get very easily deceived. And I'm still working on that in 2025.
And that's the pizza, right? The pizza's got to be divided between 100 people and also the fighters and everybody else, and they're taking 34% of the pizza. That's a lot of fucking pizza, guys.
So I mentioned this last video, but I find it to be completely unacceptable. I, as well as many other viewers, were under the impression that the event was mainly for charity, and that when you buy a ticket, that money is going to charity.
Yep.
But actually, it was going to Idubbbz's greedy pockets.
Oh, yeah.
Apparently, bro has empathy for everybody except kids with
God,
cancer.
you
And honestly, I find it
bald-headed
disgusting that you're
empathy fuck.
multi-millionaires
You're
and
such
still
a
trying to make
liar,
giant
bro.
profit from
Just
charity
fucking
events, while
leave
also
the
using it as a
internet,
shield
bro.
from any
You're
criticism.
such a
Or ruining my
fucking
charity event by
joke.
calling me out
You're
with all the
such a
drama. I think that
laughing
is not much of a
stock in
charity event if you're pocketing 1/3 of it. And the
Yep.
fact that they prioritize themselves over the charity is just despicable, and just not letting people even know clearly where the
No
money
one
is going.
fucking
There might have been
likes
the
you,
15
just
pages of terms and
leave,
conditions
bro.
or whatever to avoid legal liability, but absolutely nobody is reading that shit, and they know what they're doing. But anyways, Ludwig responded saying he doesn't think that Ian and Anissa scam creator clash calls out the worst faith interpretation.
God, Ludwig, just fucking stop, bro. You're such an embarrassment in
Oh my God. How
2025.
much time do you think
Holy
Ludwig
shit,
spends
bro.
on his hands and knees sucking Hassan's dick?
No, he's not
There
just
is no
sucking his
way
dick,
bro is
Tecton.
this
He's fucking
dumb.
ripping his asshole,
There's
bro.
no way. How the fuck is that bad faith? Brother, every $3
Oh my
that gets
God.
donated, they take 1.
Ludwig is
Although I'm
such a
not gonna
little fucking
be
bitch,
surprised that
bro.
Ludwig is confused at the thought of greed when bro is the guy who invented the subathon. Which, by the way, I've done 3 of. I've done 3.
Fuck,
and I knew it.
bro.
Goddamn. I'm
That's
getting paid
pretty
way too much for
good.
doing fucking nothing. Not really gonna be surprised by old Ludbud.
Funding it through various sponsorships, but mostly ticket sales and
So it was a scam?
Yes.
I feel like that has to be like the worst faith interpretation. I think
Jesus,
That's not an
bro.
interpretation. That's a fact, brother. What are we on about? I mean, good lord, how do these content creators have careers when they're this dumb handling controversy?
I don't know, bro.
Successful and
These
raised
people, I
$1.3
don't
million
get
for
how they're
charity
fucking
on their first
millionaires, bro.
go-around.
They're fucking
Their
so
big plan is
stupid.
that, like, oh my god,
Holy
next time we run
shit.
it, we're gonna make, you know, money for ourselves. Now that we've raised 1.3 million for charity, now we get to make some money of our own.
No, because we're not stupid, and we understand that when these big businesses run the charity event and they make money for charity, not only are Ian and Anissa pocketing 34%, then they're gonna write off the amount of proceeds they gain to get more money off their fucking taxes. So they're double dipping. Not only are they getting a tax write-off, they're also getting money in their fucking pockets.
Oh, yeah.
It's greedy as shit.
You would just take the 1.3 mil in the first go round. Like, 1.3 mil is a lot of money, bro. That's hella bread. So I feel like you're just not, if you're looking at it in a vacuum, yeah, I think you could call that a scam. But
Oh, it
you're
is a
ignoring the
scam,
context of
bro.
the first one that was hella successful.
Running right now.
Is money paid not towards charity until event costs are paid? Yeah, but presumably. Because where else is the money coming from? And I guess, do you guys consider that a scam? Because to me, that makes sense. That's how it should operate.
Okay, now I
Jesus.
understand why Ludwig quit commentary. He probably has the worst takes on planet Earth. First off,
It is a blessing that he stopped Mogul Mail. Holy shit, how do you have this bad of an interpretation on what is happening?
It's because he likes
That
to
is
rim
insane,
out
brother. Maybe we go back to
Hassan.
Mario speedruns.
Like,
why do you
I
bring up
don't
the first
know,
event and
man.
not the last event that lost $250,000
Like, bro, get
to
off the
charity?
internet.
The
You're
thing is,
such
I
a
don't care if you
fucking
raise $1 million
joke.
the first time. That's like saying, guys, I did a good thing one
You,
time. Why would I
Hassan
ever do anything bad
Biker,
now? Look, guys, I
Ian
donated
are
to charity
such
once before. Why
fucking
would I ever
jokes,
scam you now?
bro.
It's just completely stupid logic.
No
and in my
one
opinion,
takes
1
you
million is
serious.
very
We
less
just
with the amount
laugh
of
at
huge
your
creators that they
fucking
actually have.
dumbass
Their business plan
faces.
completely sucks because
Holy
with that many
shit.
creators of that level, you can literally live stream on your ass and raise way more money. You don't even need a big event. In fact, you want to know the truth? They probably could have raised way more $1 million if they didn't just throw this useless, expensive event and throw a bunch of random parties and dock it like that.
Yeah, they threw this useless fucking event, and they threw useless fucking parties, and they were burning money on the most bourgeois lifestyle possible.
Yep.
And then saying, well, even though we actually made like 15, we only donated $1 million, but we still donated the $1 million.
They
It's
need
like,
that
yeah,
fucking
but
yacht,
you could have
bro.
donated
They
10
need
times
it.
that amount and actually help kids with fucking cancer who actually need it. So what are we doing here? When I raised, what, 65 grand for Ukraine, I didn't take any of that shit. And also, I also
Damn.
didn't use that to do a write-off of my taxes, because I'm too fucking stupid to know how to do that.
Also, Ludwig unironically said, why didn't they just take the $1 million in the first
God,
event?
bro.
Is he stupid on purpose or is this a disability? You can't just fucking openly take money from a charity. That kind of destroys your reputation. You gotta hide it in the fine print like a snake, kind of like Idubbbz and Anissa were doing this time. Also, there's a bunch of reasons for that. It was the first time, so they obviously didn't know how much it would make. And the second time, when
You don't have someone who does your taxes? I did it 5 years ago. I'm pretty sure my ex-wife took that and used it to write off her taxes. I didn't know how to do it. I was like, okay, yeah, do whatever you want. But that was also back when I had Genshin money, and that shit was pouring in, and I just assumed that I was gonna be a billionaire for the rest of my life. And then I got the cold, bittering reality, and now I'm a functioning member of society. But, hey, you gotta understand, I was just dumbass who played Genshin back in the day. It is what it is.
I don't play
they had
gotcha
a loss,
games,
they
so
also
I
realized
can't
that,
have that
we gotta make sure
experience.
only the charity.
To be fair, even 4 weeks ago, I thought it'd be gay to use a bidet, but now it's my favorite thing ever. So, you know, we're currently learning from our mistakes, guys.
Takes the hit, and we get that guaranteed amount of money, right? The problem is transparency. They are secretly taking a cut without actually being open about it,
Yep.
and it's also wrong to call this like a full-fledged charity event because it's kind of like a side thing. It's an event
Yep.
so that multimillionaires can make even more money, and charity is like a side thing that they're using to promote it. Also,
True.
I just find it interesting. Ludwig will never talk about any drama. He specifically quit drama so that he wouldn't get into any controversy, right? Because Hassan is obviously being absolutely torched right now, and people are gonna ask him to cover it, and he doesn't want to talk about his Lord and Savior, the guy whose pee-pee's in his mouth, Hassan, right? You'd
Is that not
You're
fucking
such
insane?
a
I'm gonna quit
fucking
doing what I want to do
loser,
because I'm afraid of
fucking,
my friend yelling at me. Yeah, what a
what's
great
your
friend, dude.
name?
actually find more bad
That's
from any
not-
jellyfish convention. I just find it interesting.
Oh, bro.
Classic SpongeBob.
He chose to talk about this specifically. But anyways, after this, he talks about how charity is a business, and he gives like the dumbest example ever for it.
Okay.
I feel like people get real bad faith or virtue signaling when it comes to charity stuff. Yeah, maybe grandstanding. I don't know the exact word.
Sure.
But I feel like when
Try your
charity, like
best.
the word charity is hit, people are like, heavens. And everyone acts like every act of charity needs to be some higher than thou act that is selfless. And maybe I'm cynical, but I think that's dumb. And I think charities also understand that that's dumb. And most incredibly successful charities understand that it's a business and things need to be able to operate not just one time, but consistently many times. And the only way to do that is if it doesn't burn a bunch of money along the way. So if you're doing an annual event, but you lose $100,000 doing it, even if you raise $50 million for charity, you can't do that forever because you're losing money. Money has to come from somewhere.
Oh my god, Ludwig.
This is a multi-millionaire's business perspective on charity, when yes, it is supposed to be this holier than thou noble cause. But the problem is, a lot of people pretend that they give a fuck to just use it as a business. And Ludwig, you just self-reported that you were one of those fucking people. It's very
God,
obvious.
Ludwig,
I've
you're
been calling out
such a
sick motherfuckers for not
fucking
giving a fuck about
joke,
charity
bro.
at all, and
Oh
using it to
my
their advantage for
God.
years. And Ludwig, you just exposed yourself as being one of those fucking people, just like all those VTubers that do the exact same
Fucking
shit.
loser,
If a
bro.
charity event raises $50
No-
million
no one-
and
no
Idubbbz
one
takes
likes
100K,
you, man.
and most importantly, he tells everybody, I'm taking 100K. Not a single soul is going to complain about that. Nobody will care because 100K is nothing compared to $50 million. You know what is a significant amount? 34% going to Idubbbz and Anissa, and then there's another like 20% going to the fighters and whatever, and then the amount going to charity ends up being much less than the people thought. 34% is a very big amount to not be perfectly clear about. Also, what?
Yeah, there's a big difference between saying this money's going to charity versus. So 34% of this is going into our multi-million dollars yacht fund, and then 20% is covering expense of the employees, and then 10% is being paid for revenue, but 30% is going to charity. Yeah, I guarantee you, people really aren't going to give nearly as much if they know the actual ratios.
A horrible example. If you raise 50 million in 1 year, that is absolutely amazing. And
Here, guys, I'm going to do you a favor. 90% of content creators who seem like they're good boys are usually the worst people of them all, and that's just the reality. Because good people in this world do not exist. They don't. It's only an image that they're upholding, and eventually it will fall. The mask eventually will fall off. The world is not good or evil like Disney wants you to think. It's a shade of gray, and it's up to you as society to determine how light or how dark that shade of gray actually is.
You just gotta figure it out
Because
yourself.
being truly good and truly bad, let me help you. They don't
You gotta
exist.
figure it out
I don't
yourself.
think anybody cares if you can't do another charity event after that. Just do regular events after that. I think your job is done at that point. 50 million, you've raised more than most people do in a lifetime. Dude, I was expecting some good arguments here, but I can't expect much from a guy who's latched onto Hassan Piker's nuts. I thought Idubbbz was the only one sucking on it, but apparently Ludwig's doing a 2-for-1 special here.
Of
It may have annoyed
course,
everyone.
dude.
If you didn't know, Ludwig has a commentary channel called Mogul Mail, where he made a video calling out Hassan, right, for the most brain-dead take. He said streaming is like harder or like more mentally draining than a 9 to 5, and then he got a lot of backlash for like the dumbest out-of-touch take ever. And then Ludwig commented on that, you know, as you do as a commentary channel. And then Hassan saw his video with the most lukewarm, mild, middle-of-the-road take and got mad about it. And then Ludwig deleted it because he's a spineless piece of shit. And then he re-recorded it.
Oh,
and
you're
then he
such a
re-uploaded
bitch,
it, and he
Ludwig.
pretended
Oh
that
my
nothing changed. Pretended it was
God.
like the same video. But everybody
Oh,
in the
you're
comments
such
immediately
an
knew. Okay, he just
embarrassing
changed the
piece
exact.
of
He changed
shit.
his entire opinion just to appease Hassan.
Yes.
Welcome to California. Hey, welcome to
That
LA.
sounds about
where
right.
You have a collection
Yeah.
of every fake-ass motherfucker in one city.
A bunch of fakes
Man, that
motherfuckers
is
over
so
there,
fun.
yeah.
Woo! Man, I love LA.
A real job can be gruesome, a real job can make you very tired, but a real job doesn't suck the soul out of you. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
it
streaming
kind of
9 hours
does,
of
you
streaming
stupid
absolutely
fuck.
will.
As a streamer myself,
Streamers,
Oh,
no, it will not. It is
I
the
will say
easiest
this, Miz should
fucking
not
thing in
have
the
gone. He should've
world.
gone to New York City. That would've been hype. Yeah, that's just my opinion, though. It's cool that he's moving with awesome.
Guys,
but Miz should've gone to
fucking
New York.
idiots,
he needs to
bro.
truly fresh
Fucking
out. Like, if he really
idiots.
wants to get a fucking lasso on his fucking mental health right now, he needs to get the fuck away from all that bullshit. Straight up. Should have fucking gone to Jersey. Should have gone to New York.
for almost 6 years now. On how
I don't
hard
even
it
know
really
about
is.
that,
No,
man.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I would look. I just,
Oh god, it's just literally using someone who you're friends with, like being maliciously clipped out of context to be like, I'm actually one of the good content creators. It doesn't fucking matter that he showed the context. It's just a way to just literally farm off the fucking drama.
you should call Hassan and apologize. Why is Hassan mad? What did I do? What did I do? Because my mogul mail? I feel like everything I said was fine. Oh, well, I mean, that's the deal. I'll just pull him out of the thumbnail, and I feel like it doesn't.
Yeah, well, it doesn't matter if
Oh,
everything's
my
fine.
God.
But also, by the way,
You're
you
such
look
an
like a bitch right now.
embarrassment.
You
Yeah.
look like a bitch. Where
You
have a
are a
homie that will
bitch,
not let people
Ludwig.
hold accountable for your
You're
own
such a
mistakes.
bitch.
You were trying to call out your homie.
You're
hold him
such an
accountable for this fucking you're not allowed to do
embarrassment.
that,
Oh
bro.
my
You aren't his friend, you're
God.
his dog.
You have no
Why the fuck
fucking
would you want to be
values.
friends like that, bro? You look like the Terminator just showed up at your fucking door. Jesus, man.
Really matter much, right?
I
And
bet
Ludwig
you start
did just
barking
change the
if
thumbnail,
Hassan
like he said
fucking
he
told
took
you
down
to, you
the
little
entire
bitch.
original video and remade it. He then
Who is this? Is this Turkey Tom?
Yeah,
That is Turkey
come on,
Tom? Okay,
Tectone,
great.
it's
Yeah, he's been
Turkey
great to me.
Tom.
I've never seen his actual face. I've only heard his voice before.
lied and said the real reason was because the video was not performing well. Because I took the video down. And the reason I took it down is because we had a great sponsor on it. But the great sponsor wasn't
Oh my
getting great
God,
views.
stop
And in this new
fucking
video, he defends
lying.
Hassan for that previous cringe clip, like, ad nauseum. Now, let's
Lying
get the full
motherfucker.
context of what he's saying there. Because at the surface level,
Oh,
that said,
you
the real
lying
driver was
little
so
shit.
That was the most embarrassing thing ever. And honestly, like, Ludwig
Oh my
calling anybody
God,
else a
bro.
virtue signal is crazy, bro. Anyways, as Mogul responded,
You would just take the 1.3
Well,
mil.
no, because it was a separate. There were two separate funds, right? And so, like
Yep.
the fund that they make for profit and the fund that they raise for charity, these are separate funds. And Ian even confirmed that.
1.3 mil is a lot of money, bro. That's hella bread.
Not really, not for a big event like that. I
Yep.
mean, whenever you have a huge event like that and you have 100 people on payroll
Yep.
and you have tons of creators, only making $1.3 million isn't enough money.
It's
Like you
not.
could have done 50
Oh,
other
you
things
need
that would have
way
made
more
way
than
more money
that.
than that. I mean, honestly, like that's the truth. And anybody who
It
knows
is.
business knows that. I mean,
You're ignoring the context of the first one.
I mean, if I alone could raise 65 grand for Ukraine, just streaming from a desktop, imagine getting every single content creator, 20 of the biggest names in content creation, getting them to train for 6 months, renting out an arena, getting a crowd where you have to pay for tickets, and all you make is 1.3 mil? That's
Embarrassing.
a fucking flop, brother.
Yeah.
That's a flop.
was hella successful.
Oh, yeah.
So
well, but isn't this also ignoring the context of the second one that was hella unsuccessful? Why is it that you're doing
Yep.
a third one if the second one didn't make any money?
And I guess, do you guys consider that a
And
scam?
he wants to
Yes.
pocket more money.
It's
It's a
misleading. If you
fucking
tell people that
scam.
their money is going towards a charity, you
Oh,
should
yeah.
have a separate fund where money is raised from a charity that is separate from the event costs. You effectively took all of these people's time and you misused it because you didn't allocate the money in a way that they thought that their time was being spent allocating the money towards. If people are buying something and they think their money is going to something, and then it doesn't at least mostly go to that, if they had known that their money would not go to these charities and it would go completely to paying off the event first,
You know what they would have done? They would have just donated their money straight to fucking charity because that's the cause they want to support. Not Ian and Anissa's
Oh,
OnlyFans
yeah.
Cuckfest Fiesta 3000 on their new yacht.
would they have still bought the tickets?
Fuck
I think
no.
less people would buy tickets.
Okay, that's a good point. If people knew that their money isn't directly going to charity, less people would buy tickets. In my opinion, that is the
Yeah.
scam. When you call it a charity event, when people buy a ticket, they think that that money is going to charity, but instead it's going to Idubbbz and Anissa. It's just not a good faith thing to do.
You really
You
do
know
have to look at the
what's
fine
money,
print. The fine print doesn't
motherfuckers?
matter to me because the reason why it's in the fine print is because they don't want people to read it. That's why it's so small.
Yep.
So if the fine
Hey guys, how many of y'all have ever read a EULA? None. There's not a single soul in here that has ever read a EULA. Never. End user license agreement. None of y'all. And you never will because it's designed to not be read. You assume that it is boilerplate. That is the standard procedure agreement. No one would expect 34% goes to Anissa and Ian. Nobody would have expected that.
if your general message communicates one idea and the fine print contextualizes that idea and diminishes it, you are actively again working to mislead people.
Need to be able to operate not just one time, but consistently.
Yeah, but the problem is that if your business, here's the thing, right, is that if your charity is a business first and a charity second, and people find out about that, don't be surprised when less people want to donate.
True.
And the issue is that their business model wasn't effective, and then because of their ineffective business model, they decided to put in a clause that allowed them to keep making money, even if their business model didn't deliver in the way that it was supposed to, because that's what happened last time. So they basically knew that the event might not make money because that's what happened in Creator Clash 2, and so they locked in and secured money for themselves for Creator Clash 3.
Yep, that is exactly it. They wanted to make sure
Absolutely.
that any losses are the charity's losses and not theirs.
Yep.
Which, in my opinion, is the scummiest shit ever. Also,
Oh, yeah.
it's coming from Mr. Empathy and Mrs. Soul-Sucking Dementor here. I don't know why these goddamn multi-millionaires are so obsessed with making more money. How much is enough? You greedy mother flippers. And then people like Ludwig are like, well, actually, it's about sustainability. Like, bro, don't give me that bullshit. You guys
Oh,
have
yeah.
so much money. Like, you have so much money to put on several events without so much as touching your bank account. Like, you guys just don't know. You have no idea how rich these people actually are. And if you knew the amount of money they were making,
Oh,
and you
I
see them, like,
do.
penny pinching
They're
over this type of shit, you would
millionaires.
lose your mind. Like,
They
whatever you
don't
think
fucking
Guys,
deserve
I
this
want
shit.
to really just pull back the curtain for you. These people will make $1.5 to $2 million a month.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then say, I can't believe I didn't make $3 million this month.
Yeah.
That's
It's
where
pathetic.
these people are at. Like, do you guys understand how much?
Don't
fucking
feel
money
sorry
this
for these
first
people.
subathon made?
Never.
Because if you did, I want to remind you, I did a subathon where it was one sub for 2 minutes. Ludwig had, at a point, one sub for 5 seconds. And I made $600,000 off of my 42-day-long subathon. All right? I want you to understand how much money these fucking people have and why you should not feel sympathy for them whatsoever.
Absolutely
multiply
not.
it by
Fuck
like 5 to 10. My charity.
They
that's
deserve
including
all of
me.
it.
Like, I'll be real. My
All the
net worth
hate,
is probably
too.
like $3.3 million. To be completely fucking reasonable. Nobody here should ever feel bad for my money. I'm gonna be okay, right? I have like a fraction of what these other people have, but even still, if I can find happiness with what I have, because it's very easy. I mean, I'll be real. I spend barely any of it these days because like I already got rid of my maids and now I cook all my own food with Sophia. These people
Yeah,
are
there you
upset
go.
unless they can drive a new Rolls Royce every single time they have to go to somebody else's house to fucking collab. It's a joke, guys. It really is.
Even it's
yeah,
to break
I
even, guys,
agree.
or I can't do it again. Like, then just put on a regular event and go make money like a greedy piece of shit you are. Okay, stop crying and pretending it's for charity. It is for your wallet, your views, and your PR. Okay, charity is a side thing for you guys. And the funniest thing about these charity events, who the heck is donating the money? It is your viewers who are working a 9 to 5.
Are we really condemning a guy who doesn't want to lose money? No, we're condemning a guy who said, hey, I'm doing this event for charity. And then in the fine print put, but I'm going to take 34%. That's what we're condemning. Because people are
Idubbbz
deceived
really
to think
needs
that
that
all this money went to charity.
34%, bro.
Ian
He
needs
really
to
needs it.
Have some media comprehension, man. You can do it. Try really hard. I want you to really think.
It's just hilarious. The money is raised by people working paycheck to paycheck, and the multimillionaires are out here complaining like, I don't make enough money to do another event. Like, and the thing is, even if you don't break even, right, you take a loss in the event, you get more viewers and more attention in the
Yep.
long run, okay? And then you end up making that money back
True.
anyways, right? So the fact that they want an immediate profit as well is just ridiculous to me.
Yep.
It was Idubbbz and Aniso scumbags, and
It's like a Mrs. Ironforge gym and commends to them. I don't think they've made any money at all. They're all reinvesting, right? It's a long-term thing. Expecting instant money is a fucking horrible business proposition.
Oh,
or a
yeah.
horrible business mindset to have. Like, the majority of big ideas don't make money at the beginning. You have to have patience and you have to work towards it. This instant gratification is such a privileged take, and I wouldn't expect that. I wouldn't expect anything less from a Hassan Orbiter to have a privileged ass take. Oh man, the soldiers. They all deserve PTSD. Go fuck yourself.
Ludwig is stupid for defending this. Now, somebody pointed out Anissa's tweets on Reddit. Anissa stated that they took no salary for Creator Clash. Then what the frick is the 34%? No, I have enough money to realize no one needs more than what I have, and I'm perfectly okay with the rest going to others to enjoy safety and comfort. It's people who don't stop. Where me and Ian are the problem. This is what causes scarcity. Me and Ian are
Argo
growing. No
charity
way.
for sure is
No way
right
she
off.
had like my
Yes.
take. Like, oh, multi-millionaire trying to make
Yes.
even more money, and screwing over a charity event is bad. Wow. Me and Ian aren't rolling in money. We didn't take a salary on our year-long charity project because we don't need to have excess. Others can and should have it. It does us no good. Now, I guess they were referring to the previous Creator Clash or whatever, and their views changed or something like that. laugh, but I just find it funny, like these hypocritical tweets that come out like, oh, we shouldn't earn any more money. We're already rich enough. And then it's like, oh, I'm taking 34%. Like, oh, shut up. Also, you guys have like forever tainted charity events now. Now everybody's gonna be like super hypercritical of any charity event going on, and annoy the hell out of the people organizing it, even if they have like good intentions. Anyways, Ethan responded on Instagram.
Really made me mad about boxing events in the past is that it's rich assholes betting their money to make money to like have people that are struggling to like make ends meet and pay rent watch them do it, and then they'll go home and like have a lot of money.
And the fighters are exploited too, like usually.
You think what really made me mad about boxing events in the past is that it's rich assholes betting their money to make money.
Wow, it's rich a-holes exploiting people.
Isn't that ironic?
Wow, who would do that? Guys, I'm loving the series so much. Everything I ever thought in my head completely turned out to be correct. Yep. I should be a goddamn future teller. The amount of hypocrisy by all three of these people is just insane. Now, Harley, one of the main fighters who pulled out.
Love this dude. Is this not Hassan's background? But reskinned as Harley? Is this not Hassan's background like a 1-for-1? I feel like I'm tripping balls right now.
Also responded, talking about it was weird how the new Creator Clash owners exposed Anissa and Idubbbz.
So that's not outlandish, but I thought it was pretty crazy the Creator Clash shared it. Made me feel like maybe they got some, maybe there's bad blood going on.
That was 1,000% sneakiness. There is no other way to interpret that. They knew it was going to cause a shitstorm. They went completely out of their way to mention it. Here, let me pull it up.
That's a really hard question.
Shut up. God, I hate her.
I know someone's gonna make money, obviously, but because of all the bad vibes around the event, they have to kind of explain more things and be transparent about more things. So I'm just curious, like, how much does Aaron make from Creator Clash 3?
Sure, yeah, I think that's a totally fair. I think you're right. I think full transparency here is needed. Frankly, I'm surprised that they even want to fucking do this. I feel like there's no chance in hell this succeeds.
I think a lot of people are going to ask questions, and we kind of need to know exactly how much each person is making now, exactly how much is going to charity. And I can't believe I have to say this, but if you have nothing to hide, just tell people. It's not that hard. And as I said, this event is completely failing unless like Markiplier or Jacksepticeye gets involved. That's the only way to turn it around. I feel like command small countries, so they can do live streams and raise a shit ton of money and get a lot of attention. But unless they're in, yeah, congrats on the failure of this event. And I love how all this started because Idubbbz decided to make the content cop. Moving on to BB No Money, Hassan, and Asmongold drama. BB No Money censored Asmongold in his latest music video featuring OTK. At the time of recording,
Baby No Backbone.
I was unaware of a certain individual's ethical beliefs. As a result, I've chosen to censor whose values I do not support. And basically throughout this music video, Asmongold is censored with like this lizard or whatever. Now, BB No Money also tweeted out spread love and positivity.
BB No Money, you're such a little bitch.
Chilling with Hassan on stream. I just find it crazy.
Spread love and positivity. As long as spreading love and positivity means just hopping on to every single trend that the 0.1% mentally ill are perpetuating on Twitter.
Yeah, man.
Removing people
This
over
guy
false
supports
understandings of
terrorists.
what has actually happened and vilifying people who actually haven't done anything wrong while actually hanging out with the evil people. Yep, that makes sense to me, Baby No Money.
People feel pressured to
Ah,
distance
you're
themselves
such
from
an
Asmongold.
embarrassment,
Meanwhile, supporting
BB
Hassan,
No
who is
Money.
an open terrorist reporting freak. Spread love and positivity, guys. Also, just a bit of lore here. BB No Money said his favorite streamer was Asmongold and literally got his face put on
Oh
his
my
chest.
god,
So
what
I
a
like this is just not cool.
fucking
I feel like people are so
loser,
trolls
bro!
these days. I can't understand why he did it. He wanted his music video to do well.
You just destroyed your own
It would have
career.
been fucking fine if they kept Asmongold uncensored.
Yeah.
It would have had like 3% dislikes. Legit. He's the literal one of the top most
God, what
searched
an
persons
idiot.
on YouTube. These people telling you that Asmongold is a horrible fucking person don't understand that he legit, and I'm gonna just be real. I know what, because I talk to people about this, because I always try to understand what they think.
Dude, I love
Both of the
these
things
chats,
that they're
bro.
upset, this is why people are upset at Asmongold. Both the things of why people say Asmongold is a horrible person is because he said two things. It was inferior culture comment, and then
He
it was
apologized for
there's
that.
a 99% chance that the Holocaust happened comment. Both of these he's apologized for. Both of these he realized he was way out of line for saying. And both of these he completely has attempted
yeah.
to atone for, took time off to reflect, and has not made
Oh,
a
BB
comment
No
like
Money,
that
you're
in
such
any
an
stretch of the imagination.
embarrassment. You
This
just
is why
killed
people
your
are
own
angry.
career.
He's
You're such a
already done
fucking
enough.
idiot.
Legit.
Oh, bro.
He's
Oh my
already
god,
done
it makes me
enough.
so
My
happy that
issue
these
is,
fucking
if you're going to
morons
hold
destroy their own
Asmongold for
fucking
things that he
careers.
said nearly at this point
Oh my
years ago,
gosh.
if not more than half a year ago, where he apologized for and he attempted to atone for, why are you cool with Hassan actively radicalizing his viewers and calling for the death of a U.S. senator? Why are you cool with that? Things that he never apologized for, that he's doubled down, triple down, and then acted like he was a victim for people coming out for him.
Because he's
Genuine
a grifter. He's a
It makes
grifter.
no fucking sense intentionally because it makes no fucking sense.
God, he's a fucking
Just Dragon
idiot.
Deck 101. Everyone
Just
now knows
wrong
about it.
side.
Everyone's mad about it. His videos more dislikes than likes now. It's just sad. Now,
What
Asmongold
a
responded in like the
fucking
most
loser.
gracious way ever.
I don't have any.
As he often does. Asmongold is often too forgiving to a fault.
Yeah,
There's
I
no
don't know how,
ill will
bro.
or
But I respect the fuck out of a person who can live a lifestyle like this. I would be a very angry man right now.
any sort of like negativity about it. I just think that he doesn't want to be involved with my politics, and it was like from kind of a long time ago.
man.
And so yeah, Lambo. I don't know. I think that in most of the cases, people don't want to be heavy involved with like politics one way or another, right? Honestly, I felt bad about this whole situation because like, you know, we recorded the video, everybody came out, and they weren't sure if they were going to use the video or not. Because like I would feel bad about wasting his
Stop
time and
drinking
everybody
so
else's
much
time. if
soda,
I feel like it's
Asmongold,
gonna make them
drink
look bad.
water.
I like Baby No Money. I don't have any ill will
Water's
towards him.
good.
I thought he's a great guy. I've talked to him multiple times. If he doesn't want to promote the kind of content that I do in my videos, that's his professional decision and that's his career. I'm not going to expect people to put their career on the line.
Wow, what a horrible guy, man. Giving him complete grace and forgiveness, even even though he basically just backstabbed him here. Now, the funniest thing is, if people just saw Asmin in that
someone
video, he wouldn't
backstabbed
actually
me.
care, because he's not as
Yeah,
extreme as, like,
right.
Hassan, a terrorist supporter, right?
People try so hard to pretend that Asmongold is this horrific human being. It's like so fucking dumb. Like, don't get me wrong, guys. I understand that he's edgy, but he's not the fucking antichrist he'll pretend he is. It's just so embarrassing, and it's honestly just, it says a lot about our society that people have ran with this narrative for so fucking long.
Oh, yeah.
It's the same thing with me, guys. I want to remind you that I got shit for 3 years, being told that I was the worst human being in human history because I didn't like Genshin Impact and I misgendered Venti, an anime character.
Oh, bro.
Do you guys remember that?
Jeez.
When I got a Reddit hate.
I don't
thread with
remember that, but
35,000
fuck,
people,
this is stupid
and
as shit, though.
I was being lambasted on Twitter because Tawano made a post that set forth a chain reaction on my fucking career over, I shit you not, I want you to read this, March 17th, 2021. Okay, hold on, I did not know Tectone misgendered Venti. I was not there for that part of the stream. Oh my god. That's it for a ripple effect fucking me over because I misgendered a fucking video game character. Who, by the way, looks like a fucking chick. My bad, guys. I said, wow, she's so beautiful. Like, I'm either trans.
I thought that was your girl. Damn.
Japan's just fucking weird for making characters look that hot while they're dudes.
Right? Where you will be questioned for even supporting him or being associated with him. So by censoring Asmin, he actually just brought more attention to it and basically made a political statement. Anyways, Tectone also responded.
Like, this baby no backbone shit is insane. And I know he did this shit to avoid the heat from the woke mob. Well, congratulations. This is what happens when you pander to these people. Here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna virtue signal and you're gonna moral grandstand and you're gonna appeal to this mob and appeal to this mob and appeal to this mob. And the moment that you slip up one time, the same mob that you're pandering to is going to fucking consume you. And you wanna know why he did this? It's because of this. How is brother gonna say that I don't like this guy's political views and then hang out with the most radicalized streamer on the entire platform? Hassan has not apologized for calling for the death of a senator, calling Asmongold a mother, calling many content creators files and this. Nobody received an apology and everybody moved on. How do people in this world not be miserable with these lame motherfuckers that take up our whole society? Everybody's a pussy these days.
Hassan needs to be fucking taken off the platform, man.
By the least inflammatory statements.
He
You are
just
punished for being
fucking
an
spouts
honest man in
bullshit
2025.
every
You are not
single
allowed to speak
fucking
your mind.
day.
And all these people who you deem as good people are fraudulent because the only thing that you know is the illusion they put up to their stream, to their content.
I mean, that's completely true. I think the reason, like...
I don't know who the fuck that guy is, but somebody sucked that guy's dick. You wanna know why I should listen to that guy? Because everybody tells me I shouldn't. And it's really that easy.
Like, slop tubers even are so popular is because we actually say what everybody's actually thinking,
That's
right?
glad,
Because people are so
fuck
afraid
yeah.
to say anything because everybody's so concerned with climbing the social ladder or concerned with what will people think about me, nobody's gonna be my friend, what is everyone gonna say, what if they don't like me? Like, you know what I say? Fuck you. I don't really care if you don't like me. I like me, and that's all that matters. You know, I like my morals and my values. If you don't agree with that, get the hell out. I don't care. I'm not here to have 100% of people like me. I'll just stick with my own crew over here. And I just want to give my opinion, say what I think, and not actually bend to anybody and turn into Jellyfish Ludwig. Now click this video or you become an...
Well, I'll be doing a collab with Ludwig later at Weenie Hut General. Like, comment, subscribe. More
Oh,
Pegasus.
bro, I can't wait to see that.
Amazing fucking video, brother. Everybody go subscribe to More Pegasus. Insane creator.
Anyway, subscribe to Tectone, more Pegasus. They're just covering all this fucking drama. We gotta get rid of these fucking stupid people off fucking Twitch and shit, man. They're just an embarrassment. And fucking, man, we just can't have them on here. Anyway, if you like that, like, comment, subscribe. See you in the next one.